Ladies and gentlemen, the next session is Leadership Panel on Driving the Next Generation of Agribusiness. And can we invite our moderator, Mr. Debrata Sarkar, President Asia Pacific, Alga Energy. I invite our panelists, Mr. Rajesh Agarwal, Managing Director, Insecticides India Limited, Mr. Rakesh Swamy, Group President and Head Corporate Affairs, Godrej Industries Group, inviting Mr. Khalid Khan, Vice President and Head, Agribusiness Division, ITC Limited, inviting Dr. Srinivasa Rao, Director ICAR, Indian Agriculture Research Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are going ahead with our next session, which is Leadership Panel on Driving the Next Generation of Agribusiness. I would like to invite our eminent panelists for the session, Mr. Rajesh Agarwal, MD, Insecticides India Limited. Very warm welcome to you, sir. Mr. Rakesh Swamy, Group President and Head Corporate Affairs, Godrej Industries Group. Warm welcome to you, sir. Mr. Khalid Khan, Vice President and Head Agribusiness Division, ITC Limited. Very warm welcome to you, sir. Dr. Srinivasa Rao, Director ICAR Indian Agriculture. Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, MD Clover Organics Private Limited. And Mr. Divyansh Agarwal, Director Krishi Rasayan Exports Private Limited. We are waiting the arrival of our moderator, Mr. Debrata Sarkar, President Asia Pacific Alga Energy.
It's pretty good afternoon, little late though. So we already did the musical chairs, so I think we are settled now. So, and the topic is also pretty interesting. I have to read it out because interesting things require special attention. So still few people are out of this room. I think I would ask them to get inside. Okay. See, driving the next generation of agribusiness. So I think, it's always being, it's great to sit around stalwart in a panel, and it's like, it's a famous saying, somebody who is in the government is very difficult for them to play the role of opposition. So for me, I think to start off, so sitting around the stalwarts and who already did, their bit, who has a prospect. So we are talking about driving the next generation of agribusiness. I think, as I always say, I think it is very high time for all of us to think about that, we need to agree to the agriculture, because we always said that, we are an agriculture, based country, and our major thought process always goes with agriculture, but that's only in the books and discussions, because my personal experience in last 28 years, probably it's time that, we have to go back to the basics. Agriculture, we need to agree to the culture. That is the most important thing. And agriculture is not only about growing crops and bringing technologies. So I know there are all the stalwarts will talk their own perspective. I will give the context, because in the coming years, it is a clear saying that we are living with a very difficult world, and we are supposed to have another 60 years of farming left, and there is a specific reason for that. Because the way we are losing the soil, specifically the topsoil, every single minute we are losing 30 soccer field of topsoil. And the way we are running the show of disturbing the topsoil, by 2050, 2/3 of this arable land will not be there for cultivation. So I know when we are talking about future-ready agribusiness, we are talking about agriculture, we'll talk about a lot of AI, we'll talk about a lot of precision agriculture, we'll talk about big data, blockchain, all these terminologies, but probably it is also time to think over, if there is no soil, where we'll grow crops. So I think let's go back to the basic as well, while we'll also bring technology and other collaterals to the picture. This is also one of the important aspects, because the future, people will only fight for three things: beyond technology. A healthy soil where we can grow food, because without food, none of us will be here existing. A clean air where we can breathe, and water, clean water where we can drink. I think these are the three most basic things which will make us fight with each other. Future will not about fossil fuel and golds. This is also the most basic things. And to remain sustainable in these three projects, we need to bring technology, we need to bring thought process, we need to bring many other things which can play a very important role. So I will open this. We'll make it a very interactive session. It will not be a question answer session. Everybody has their own perspective. They will bring that to the table. I will start with industry, then educator, then somebody who is policy intervention, somebody who already into the biological sector, and somebody who is too young, and I have seen it growing actually, is actually sitting here, and he will also bring his perspective, for the future ready agriculture and agribusiness. So I will start with Mr. Agarwal. So from the industry, how do you think, what is your vision about future ready agribusiness?
We have to always keep farmers at the first position, understand his plights, understand his need. So always work with the farmer, and if we see what are the things which he is imagining, because sometimes there are solutions available. But as a consumer, farmer is not thinking that he can get this type of solution, because I always say that people don't need a product, they need a solution. So if we are able to understand the need of the farmer and provide him with the right solution, then definitely there is a reason that we can establish a product, we can establish a brand, we can go to the farmer and we can help him in a real way. And then I always say the technology. Yes, we have to be technology savvy. Innovation is something which is continuously required, because you have to regularly improve the type of solutions what you are giving to the market. And it is not only innovation, but if there is some aspect of invention also involved with that, and if we can do something, because lot many companies have already started putting in effort to make the business more sustainable, and they have started working in invention field also. So that is something interesting which we have found in the last decade. And yes, there are things going on, and in a few years from here, we will see many products coming from India to the world. So that is something very interesting which is going to happen, because realizing the need of the changing world, because at the time when there was invention of the agrochemicals in particular, at that time it was believed that more the efficacy, better is the product. But today we know that we have to spray in certain windows, the product has to be cleared from the atmosphere. So we have to provide them greener chemistries, better chemistries, give them the for the sustainable farming. And we have to, the most important point which I believe I must put in is the image of the trade, because we are the saviors, we are the people who save the food, we are the people who save the effort of the farmer, because it is not only one farmer who is working, but it is the entire family which works in the field. And with the this being a single largest occupation, where a poorest man in the country is taking so much risk of environment, risk of nature, risk of different crops, pricing, all the things. So it become all the more important. And yes, the precision agriculture is something which is taking place now. We see a lot of interest of the farmer in particularly the horticulture crops, because they sometimes seem to be the most remunerative crops. And we as a company keep on helping the farmer in improving the type of technologies he's using, improving the crops he wants to use. And I think that is the way to the future. Definitely you have to involve the technology, you have to use AI, do digital things, different things. These drones entered, but yes, they have not got the success, the type of success which is expected. But I still believe that technology is going to come, and along with the chemical solutions, these biological solutions are also going to create their own positions. And I see the technology simultaneously growing in agriculture, and that is going to be the ultimate solution in my view. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think it is far more fast. So let's talk from an educator perspective. So who is already, it's a bridge between uh, how education plays a role in the future and also from a policy making perspective. So, Dr. Rao.
Uh, Thank you very much. And of course, Indian agriculture is a big success story. And currently, we had around 360 million tons of food grains, equal amount of horticulture, fruits, vegetables. And we have around 260 million liters of milk and 110 billions of eggs and 19 million tons of fish. But what innovation went, what agribusiness went on till now is that only producing more to feed the every belly, and from food imports to food production, food supplies. But what is happening is that there are many challenges are emerging from green revolution. For example, one of the biggest challenges is monsoon. This year we can see that monsoon challenges, market challenges, production efficiency, as honorable colleague was telling, that soil health, we are putting more fertilizers, more pesticides. So the next generation innovations required is that climate adaptation and climate resilient agriculture, precision farming towards AI and carbon farming, and how to improve soil carbon, soil health, and how to improve the water use efficiency. Water is an important resource. Both quantity and quality is declining. Then in some cases, other contaminants are emerging. And consumer preferences are also changing, and we need to reduce pesticide load, and we need to go for biopesticides. And very happy that this topic is included, that currently what we are looking for, it's not only along with the production efficiency. What do you mean by efficiency? Is efficiency through innovative aspects. So future agribusiness innovation starts to bring the efficiency from limited land, more productivity, limited water, more water use efficiency, more per drop, more crop. And with limited pesticides, we produce more, and we reduce food losses. Approximately 20 to 22% produced food is lost. It's not only a huge billions of economic loss, but it is also emitting methane and nitrous oxide. We should reduce. Then how to see that agri-exports. Currently, agri-exports in India is equivalent to $55 billion US. Our world trade is around 3%. So when these next generation innovations, the agriculture will be more profitable, farmers' income is more driven, and they take better decisions, and they will take smart decisions, and they adapt with the climate adaptation, and by reducing GHG emissions. Ultimately, Indian agriculture is a stable, sustainable, environmental friendly. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sir. And that's how the perspective becomes interesting. So now I think let's take the button to the person. I think Godrej is a very renowned and trusted name. But while I will ask sir to give his perspective, because he is overviewing agriculture and all other businesses, including real estate and everything. So he can bring a different perspective. But while it is nice to hear from you, sir, that we are becoming a strong contender for growing food production and feed product, everything. But this, I will also bring two topics to the table, that the productivity across the globe has increased twofold in the last 2 decades, but the hunger index has grown 3x. What it also means that we know how to produce, but we probably do not know how to keep it, one. And second thing, even if we can keep it, we are not providing or mobilizing those elements to the right set of people who needs it most. So that's also another 2 cents from my end before I take a helicopter view from sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. And I'm very happy, privileged to be part of such an esteemed, learned panel here. And before I go on the maybe sharing my thoughts, maybe I would like to say that I represent Godrej Industries Group, which is 129-year-old Indian-owned multinational company. We say it with pride. We have presence in India as well as, outside India in about 89 countries, with 85 manufacturing plants in the country, 35 manufacturing plants outside the country, spread across agriculture, FMCG. We are into real estate, green agrochemicals, when we call it green chemistry products, oleochemicals, and also in the financing business. So coming back to the topic, and very important topic is the agribusiness opportunity and how we make more out of it. So agriculture, as Mr. Sarkar mentioned, that agriculture is the best culture. And when we look at the agriculture as a sector, it's not, a lot of focus always have been on improving the productivity, improving the production, and it should be, because we have growing population, not only in India, but outside India as well. We feed the rest of the world as well. Agriculture consists of about 1/4 of our GDP, and also about 50% of the population, more than 50% is employed in agriculture. Very important sector for us. But the next generation, agriculture is not going to be just focusing on production and productivity, but it is going to be focused on how do we make best business out of it. And as we used to say that Uber, without owning a single car, is the largest car company or a cab company across the globe. So agriculture, without owning a single acre of land, how do we make more entrepreneurs out of agriculture is going to be the key, and going to be very important parameter for us to look at agriculture to generate more entrepreneurs out of agriculture. Keeping in view this, fundamental, maybe a couple of points, and I thought I'll share it from the perspective of the knowledge deployment and also from the industry perspective. So, very rightly mentioned, Dr. Rao mentioned that the data, the AI, precision agriculture is going to play a very important role. So I wanted to share one example that, and maybe connecting it back with the agribusiness entrepreneurs. So we have this concept called Samadhan Center. We have set up about 15 Samadhan centers so far, which is a kind of integrated, one-stop solution for all needs of a farmer. So currently this is focused on oil palm farming. We have about 85,000 hectare area under palm cultivation in 12 states in the south as well as in the northeastern states. So these Samadhan Center, what they do is, because next generation agri entrepreneurship is going to be based on data. So we collect a lot of data. You mentioned about soil health. So it starts with the mapping of the soil of particular field and geotagging of all the complete nursery, and first of all do soil testing, so that based on that you recommend what amount of fertilizers, what amount of micro and macronutrients are needed by a particular crop. So sometime you go to a doctor and the doctor writes on the prescription, this is something you should take it. You go around the city, you don't find a medical store with those medicines, and then you say, I don't know what kind of prescription he has written. So these Samadhan centers basically help, with all those micro and macronutrients which are deficient. So it is single stop solution. You have all those agri inputs available, as well as the agri mechanization inputs available, and also when you want to book a nursery for your need, and also for the micro irrigation purpose, or for anything else, like you get your inputs, nursery, seedling, sapling from here, and also the final output is also taken at this place, and the remuneration is also given from the same place. So what I mean to say is this kind of centers based wherein the data is very important, wherein the entrepreneurship is at the core. So we have set up 15 so far. We are in the process of setting up 10 to 15 more, which we'll set up over the period of this year. But it will be very important and pertinent for the young entrepreneurs to look at the opportunity, because certainly government of India is running the national mission on oil palm edible oil. So how the young entrepreneurs can get into this, wherein the data driven approach is there, and also all these inputs are made available to the farmers, and it can be done at a large scale mode when it can be adopted by people. And absolutely, when government can have a scheme for agri mechanization and custom hiring centers, why can't there can be a one-stop solution centers and the scheme for that? So I'm sure government will have some linkages and some schemes applied here. So just thought of highlighting in the first round these important initiatives and invite the attention of the young entrepreneurs available here and outside, those who are connected digitally. Why don't you look at this as an opportunity to reach out to the farmers, to reach out to the entrepreneurs, and also improve productivity at farm? Thank you.
Thank you. So that's a different perspective altogether. So from legacy maker to an educator to a policy intervention. So now, Mr. Agarwal, so I would come to you and take your perspective. So Sanjay ji, so give your perspective about what is your vision about future agribusiness.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sarkar. Thank you for letting me be in part of this panel. So, Clover, that's my company, Clover Organic. We've been working in about 12 states of the country on regenerative or organic farming. And what we feel is that the future is going to be very different from what it is right now. It's going to be a huge disruption. By that I mean what I think, Mr. Sarkar, you already said in the beginning about the soil part of it. Soil is something most important, and I'm sad to say that it's not being paid enough attention. We are, it's the most precious resource like water and air, and we need to work on it, and that's what I think the future is going to be. Because there is no soil, there are no natural resources, there's not going to be any agriculture. Be it the best of technologies or best of inputs, it doesn't make a difference. So I feel that there has to be development or growth of the farmers along with natural resource conservation and not at its cost. That's been happening for so many generations. There's now talk and there's also implementation by various organizations, including ADB, World Bank, about payment for ecological services, PES. We need to pay for these services, which we take for granted. And that is very much an integrated part of agriculture now. And we need to take a landscape approach, not just a farm, because everything is integrated today. A forest, animals, aquaculture, everything is, has to be treated, like a landscape and not in silos, because they are highly, highly interconnected. Solutions have to be given to the farmer, already been stated. It cannot be just a product-driven or a technology-driven solution. We got to work, for example, we are working with so many farmers down to, grassroots level. So we look at the ITKs, the indigenous technical knowledge that the farmers have, that how are they producing paddy? The way a paddy is grown or a wheat is grown changes every 100, 200 kilometers. And that needs to be respected. And that is not being done for whatever reason. I mean, there's a cut and paste of package of practices which needs to change. There's 30 to 40% post-harvest management wastage today. We are producing, but we are not able to fulfill the hunger because there's a lot of wastage also in the value chain that needs to be looked at. Like somebody said, we are producing but not able to keep the food. So I think that's important. Everybody needs to contribute. I think the private sector, the NGOs, the government, ICAR, sir is here. I think we've got to be open. We've got to really work together, not in silos. Like for instance, AI today is giving us pretty accurate soil data. And for whatever reason, at least known to me, maybe I'm wrong, I stand to get corrected, that ICR still to adopt that. And we need to have that happen. Whatever the technology gaps may be, they need to be corrected, because soil mapping must be done at least twice a year, if not more. And according to that, the cultivation should take place. Well, there are many, many more issues. One is, of course, that there are new innovations, there are new products which are coming in, which are organic. In fact, I think Mr. Sarkar, you were together in Pune also, we talked about it. That new interventions, new products, which are being invented by companies with a lot of research. But we need the government support, like FCO licenses and all, for new products. It's like a huge stumbling block today. 3 years, 4 years, 15 to 20 lakhs worth of investment per product, per crop, which is, a big stumbling block. So the government needs to think about it along with all the stakeholders to make this happen. Thank you.
So we got another perspective. So now let's go to when we are talking about future-ready agribusiness, let's talk from a person who is already into that journey. So let me introduce the young Dipansh. So what is your perspective about, and what is your vision about future-ready agribusiness?
Hello. Yeah. So first of all, thank you very much for inviting me on this panel with all the esteemed leaders of the company and Dr. Rao also coming from ICAR and telling us about what's the future hold in agrochemicals. And from my perspective also, what I've seen and what I've made out from the things that the farmers talk about. I think the future of agrochemicals is not just limited to product buying or just going to the shop and saying that, okay, this is the crop I'm growing, this is the pest that I'm facing problem from, and the product this is I need. Right now, farmers are focusing more and more on getting services also, on getting agri advisory, getting agri services, getting proper knowledge about what kind of crops they can grow in their soil, what products they can use. Secondly, I would say that the farmers are focusing more and more on biological products also. So earlier they used to just grow crops and like after the span of 5 or 6 years, that particular portion of land used to go to waste because of the continuous growing of crops. But now farmers are more focusing on increasing the soil health. So for that, they are focusing more on biostimulants, bioproducts, biofertilizer and biopesticides also. And third is, as everybody knows, that the future holds AI technology. So right now, the agri advisory, the digital platforms, getting proper soil health data, and doing some kind of molecular research and making new combinations with the help of technology is something which will play an important role in the upcoming years. So for me, the future of agrochemicals is based on not just giving the right product to the farmers, but also providing them with the right services and right uh, right process of how to increase their soil health and also grow new crops. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think so we have around 12 minutes for us to complete this session. So otherwise we could have spoke for the whole day. But then I think what with the given circumstances, I think adoption is the key. So we'll now go for a rapid fire. So I'll go back to each one of our panel to talk about 2 suggestions. Precisely the watch is in front of you. You cannot spend more than 60 seconds or 70 seconds to give those 2 suggestions. And then we will sum it up. I think that's how the process is. So this time I will change again, change is the only thing that is constant in this world. So we'll start with the youngest member from the panel. Give 2 suggestions or your 2 thoughts in 60 seconds, starting from Dipansh, that how the future agribusiness should look like. 2 two suggestions from your end.
So, my two suggestions would be first that more and more people should work on developing AI technologies in their organization. Right now, many of the top companies like Dhanuka and I think so Syngenta, these guys are already investing more and more heavily into AI technologies and giving them and giving proper services and suggestions to the farmers. So, I think many other companies should also adopt to it. And secondly, we should focus more and more into biological products also. Because as I said, that farmers are focusing on increasing their soil health. So introducing new and new biological products is something which would definitely help the older companies to stay into more trend with the upcoming farmers.
Perfect. So let's go back to the. Hello. Yeah. So let's go back to Mr. Agarwal. So the legacy maker can talk about two suggestions.
Okay. So Sarkarji, you had rightly put in that change is the constant. So farmer needs to adopt the change, but we need to provide him proper technology, proper support, education, training, so that he is able to implement that change. So that is something very, very important. And along with that, the important part is yes, you are imparting the education, but are you able to keep the data? Are you able to interact with the farmer? Do you know what type of crops he's sowing? And can you demonstrate near his field? Like one initiative we had taken particularly since last 2-3 years, that we made ICS plot. What is ICS? It is IAL, because we are IAL, Insecticides India. So it is our demonstration plot. We take about 1 acre of land from the farmer, and we sow the same crop. Generally, we had done it in cotton, we did it in chilies, we did it in rice. That okay, all the sprays are going to happen according to our prescription, and you are going to buy these sprays from us, and our people will make it parallelly. So you follow your practice in 10, 15, 20 acres, 1 acre our practice. And we have proved in 90% of the places that we are cheaper, the number of sprays were less, and the yield was more, and the price it generated was also more. So you have to demonstrate and show him, so that yes, you are not only able to influence him, but also the nearby market, other people, yes, they get the value out of using the technology. So that is something very important actually today.
Thank you, sir. So now, Dr. Rao.
Thank you very much. And what I believe is that future consumers would like to know that what we are eating. Just like any packet, we see that traceability is very, very important. And for example, if we take any pack, any purchased item will be having the details, which land, which soil, which water is given, which ecosystem, whether heavy metals are there or not. A composite details will be there, so that consumer would like to take decisions what to eat, what not to eat. Second important certainly is that what I believe that individual technology will not work. Somebody spoken about soil health, somebody spoken about water. But integration, unless farm is inventions and innovations need to be implemented at the farm level. Then we need to have an integrated approach. For example, recently I belong to PUSA Institute, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, 122 years old. Recently, we developed world first ever genome edited rice. It's not only crop, along with the crop innovations, we need to have soil, water, climate, biodiversity invention. Unless it is integrated together, then only and farm, it is really realistic things. And certainly, I will add a third point, repeat at the cost of the repetition. For food production, the losses to be minimized. Losses to be, everybody need to be part, from the student to the industry to the hotels to the aeroplanes. Food losses need to be minimized. That is utmost and every individual's responsibility, along with the policy and governance. Thank you.
Thank you. So now to the policymaker.
Okay. So,
Stick to 60 seconds, please.
yes, I'll take that. So, as a public policy professional, it will be not right on my part if we don't take a homework for us and for the agriculture today. So, we are very appreciative of the Government of India scheme aligned with the agribusiness, like horticulture, National Mission on Horticulture has got this cluster development program. So I think this is a very innovative scheme to develop more and more entrepreneurs and also more and more companies to work in the crop specific approach. But that, after carefully studying it, first time Government of India came up with a scheme wherein you can invest until 100 crore or 200 crores, and subsidies to the tune of 100 crore can make large investment in agriculture. But there are several lacunas. I think there are recommendations like, if somebody want to start a entrepreneurship and want to work on the scheme, you should necessarily take a loan. Why? So there are certain other parameters as well. So I would recommend Agriculture Today to deep dive on that, give recommendation to the Government of India. That is number one. Number two, connected with that and soil health and the nutrition and also the residual chemical impact. A lot of companies are into the agrochemical space. Many of us are talking about organics, but there is a large market of spurious and fake and illegal agrochemicals. How are we addressing that? So it's very important to address that, market. Alone this is about 8,000 to 10,000 crore rupees market, which is creating losses to the farmers at the cost of the lack of productivity and also unnecessarily wasting money on such kind of agrochemicals. So maybe together we need to find out a mechanism, whether it is the traceability, which Dr. Rao mentioned, I really appreciate that, or any other solution in order to authenticate its originality so that the farmers are not at loss. Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
we need to, maybe one last thing I would like to mention. See, as a panel or as a organization or as a person in agriculture, I think we need to have clear focus and target areas that we want to impact there. So if our focus is productivity and farmer profitability, we'll have to continue looking at that. And I want to share 2 lines on that in Hindi. अक्सर हम समस्याओं पर ध्यान लगाते हैं, अक्सर हम समस्याओं पर ध्यान लगाते हैं तो लक्ष्य दिखने बंद हो जाते हैं, लक्ष्य दिखने बंद हो जाते हैं. सोचिए कुछ ऐसा करें, सोचिए कुछ ऐसा करें कि हम लक्ष्य पर ही ध्यान लगाएं ताकि समस्याएं दिखनी बंद हो जाए, ताकि समस्याएं दिखनी बंद हो जाए. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Mr. Agarwal, your 2 cents.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mr. Kart. Very quickly. So my 2 points are, one is respect for the natural resources, which I've already stated, leading to much higher income for the farmers and conservation of resources. Second is collaboration between all the stakeholders, which would enable, the acid test for me would be that a taxi driver is eating safe, if not organic food. As simple as that. Thank you.
Perfect. I think the quickest and the best. So I have 3 minutes left, but end of the day, whatever science and everything, I'm a businessman, so I will look at my PAT. So thank you very much for a nice discussion. I know every good things comes to an end, even the bad things as well. So I think, I'll have to put a hard stop because I've been mandated with 40 minutes. I still have 3 minutes left. So
the
I still on profit, so I
minister
don't
would be-
believe in the red ink at the bottom. So I always trust the green. So with that green culture, I would say let's agree to the agriculture and let's have a collaboration because I think we have got some suggestions around. I will put things in the right perspective and give it to Mr. Khan and Agriculture Today for this platform and having this discussion. I think many years I am having this discussion. I am also pretty hopeful and positive person because I don't believe that there is anything called losing anything. So either we learn or we win. So probably we are learning a lot. I think it's time to win. So win in the sense executing. I think a lot of things came from this discussion, AI, biological, education, showing it to the field and taking the right approach, sustainable, green. So with all those technical jargon, I would again come back to the most basic thing. Let's talk about agri to the agriculture. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, sir. I would request Ms. Zaman to kindly do the honors of felicitating our dignitaries. Our distinguished moderator, Dr. Devrata Sarkar, President Asia Pacific Alga Energy. Thank you, sir, for wonderfully moderating this session. To Mr. Rajesh Agarwal, Managing Director, Insecticides India Limited. Mr. Rakesh Swami, Group President and Head, Corporate Affairs, Godrej Industries Group. Dr. Srinivas Rao, Director, ICR, Indian Agriculture Research Institute. Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, MD, Clover Organics Limited, Private Limited. Mr. Divyansh Agarwal, Director, Krishi Rasayan Exports Private Limited. And may I request for a group photograph, please? Ladies and gentlemen, kindly remain seated. We have been informed the Honorable Minister will be here any moment now. We will go ahead with the proceedings of our concluding session and awards present ceremony in about 5 to 7 minutes from now. Once again, requesting everyone to kindly remain seated. We will just need some time to do up the stage for the awards presentation ceremony. Thank you.